Hi, welcome to the Photographer Academy studio down in Barry in South Wales. Today we're going to be looking at a bit of a mix-up of butterfly lighting, clamshell lighting with a hair light as well. What I've done is I've set up a standard umbrella in case you don't own two softboxes. Quite often somebody has a big softbox they use all the time, and some little accessories like umbrellas and reflectors to add into the mix later on. So my big umbrella is giving me my key light. It's a butterfly style light which is just off center, so the no shadow won't come down underneath, but it will move very slightly to the side. This gives me a lovely light quality that comes down and sits on top of cheekbones and casts shadows underneath, but also underneath the neck as well. The next light we've put in underneath gives us our clamshell style lighting, if you like, where the light is coming up, and instead of using a reflector, we're using a second light source to relieve all of the shadows under the chin. But there's a difference in exposure. There's about a stop difference between the two, because I still want to retain some very faint shadows to show that Kelsey is a three-dimensional person. And I've also added a hair light in just to separate her from the background. So a very, very simple three light setup. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot each light individually for you so you can see the result of every light doing its own job. In my studio, every light must have its own job to do one only. That's it. I don't want anything doing the job of two or three different things. It gives me complete control over the image and the lighting within the image. So let's now do group 1 is my key light, group 2 is my fill light underneath Kelsey's chin, and the hair light is on group 3. So let me go through and show you what each light's doing before we go onto the main shot with all three involved. So, I can select my groups on my trigger, and at the moment, if I go to group 1 and I press my test button, only my top light fires. So let me come up here. I'm shooting down towards Kelsey. Because it's a beauty light setup, I quite like her looking up at me. It gives that more submissive look rather than a dominant look. So let me just take this image now. Okay, so we can see now the light is coming down evenly across Kelsey's face, and he's giving me my butterfly style lighting. If I now change my group to group 2, it's only the bottom light that's happening. So this is going to be a bit horror lighting now because we're lighting up, something we never do on its own. Take that picture. And now we can see the fill that's coming in from underneath and making you look really attractive. So let's go to group 3 now, which is just my hair light. And if I now take this image, obviously we'll have a silhouette and a little bit of hair light in the background. That didn't work for some reason. Let me do that one again. Okay, now we can see the hair light in the back that's just caught the side of her hair and down across her bare shoulder. So now let me go to my groups and go to all. Now if I fire everything, they will all fire together. So let me take a couple of images of this, and we can see them all in unison together, and just how simple it is to set up this beauty style lighting. That's gorgeous. Tilt your head to the side for me. Lovely. There we go, and we've got a really shallow depth of field, which allows for some drop off onto the shoulders, so our eyes are drawn completely to the face of our subject, which obviously is the most important thing. So to relieve the shadows, we could add the fill light in. If we wanted to leave it off, we'd end up with a shadow cast by the bottom of the hair, face and the chin. But everything else would work. I quite like the lift it gives in terms of sort of a beauty style light, and I think the hair light just adds that next level just to create the separation and show some detail back in the hair. I hope you found this video informative. For any more information, it's elinchrom.com or photix.com or your local dealer.